But another thing, the second part of making investment, of multiple sources of income, is investment. When you save, next thing is investment. You can make income from your investment. Invest your money. Invest money and earn money. 3% of people are always in this class. It's interesting. It's just 3%. Good investment decision makes you money, makes your money work for you. For example, you invest in real estate. You buy land or you buy a property. You invest in real estate. You invest in stocks. You invest in bonds. You don't need to be there. You bought part of the company. You don't need to be there. Money comes to you. And you invest in other financial vehicles. That's why we have professionals. We have a professional you can talk with. What can I put my money in? What stocks can I buy? Listen carefully. I studied the scripture and I realized that all the patriarchs that are in the scripture, that are wealthy, none of them was on paid job. Please listen to this carefully. None of them. Abraham was not working for anybody. Isaac the same. The person who was closest to working for somebody was Jacob. And he worked because he wanted to marry Rebekah. And even at that, he said, work for 7 years and get Rebekah as your wife. And the man said, okay, fine. But in the marriage, in the wedding night, they dribbled him. He was dribbled. They gave him leave. And in the morning he woke up. I work for Rebekah, not for this elder sister. And the father of the girl said, excuse me, in our tribe, in our country, where we come from, the lesser does not, the younger one does not marry before the older. So, do you want your wife? Work for another 7 years. So to get Rebekah, he worked for 14 years. Rachel. And to get Rachel. To get Rachel, he worked for 14 years. But after that 14 years, he now said, I'm going. And the uncle, Laban, he told him, he said, name your salary and I will pay. Go and read it very well. He said, name your wage, I will pay. And Jacob looked at him. You want to put no salary? He said, okay, I'm not going to get salary. What we're going to do is, I want to go into shares. I want to buy part of your company. I said, how do you want it? He said, any of the lambs, any of the sheep that gives back to spotted ones will be mine. The one that are white will be yours. The man looked at it, okay, a good number of my sheep, they are white. A very few are spotted. It's okay, no problems. And because as a child of God, he had a covenant, all the sheep began to give out to spotted ones. So he began to take the spotted ones. And as he traveled 3 days journey to put it far from his boss, wisdom. Then one day, the children of the boss went to look at and saw his field. They came back to the father, hey, you need to see what Jacob had. And the Bible said he changed that more than 10 times. That means to tell you that once you're a child of God, you carry the covenant that brings wealth. You carry it. Everything you touch will prosper. Amen. So if it is somebody's business, it will prosper. If it's your own business, it will prosper. That's the truth. So that was it. Travel through it. And then after the whole thing, by the time Jacob was going to leave Laban, he was very, very wealthy. But if he had stayed on salary, he would never. That's what we are talking about. Think ownership. Think entrepreneur. You may say, will everybody be an entrepreneur? Well, everybody cannot be an entrepreneur, but think investment. You have excess. Don't buy clothes alone. Go and talk to people. Buy shares. This economy is very stable. Buy stable stocks and just continue to buy them up from the excess. Many of us are buying clothes and buying clothes and buying clothes. Stop buying and buying and buying clothes. What should you buy? Buy investment, buy stocks, buy bonds, buy, invest. Keep those things there. You know, you will be amazed, you'll be amused after 10 years when you go and check your portfolio, what it has come to. It's very important. Then there is also the one we call making money, another sort of is called passive income, which are copyrights, royalties, patents, and other intellectual properties. Books. You do a book packages, you put it on the internet. You do a music, put it on the internet. If people buy, even if it is $1 or 1 cent, and they are downloading them, you are already making your money. And you are continuing to make this money on and on and on and on. As long as people are downloading it there, you are making money. As long as people are doing it, you are making money. So don't just make your intellectuals, don't just put all those things and put it out there. You think of how you can make money. Package them well. Don't throw them out. It will amuse us, many of us, when you visit our website, www.dominionvoice.com, you see a lot of write-ups of messages on the website. I encourage you to visit them. Visit the website and get resources and be blessed. Many of those things that are in that website, the writings, many of them, I wrote them many years back when I was writing for the national dailies, the gospel, writing on national dailies. I wrote for the national dailies in Nigeria for about 3 years before I stopped, and continued to write and write. So at the point when I was going to come up with the website, I went back, because once I write, I type them and I forward it to them. I went back to my email, I gathered everything, I read it through, and I put people to it and said, wow, this is good material. That's what every month we now publish them. So many of those things that you see there, a good chunk of them were written when I was writing for the national dailies. And you see the resources. Why? Because it was well archived, it was well put together. Yeah, we may not be earning anything from it, but it's blessing a lot of people. It's blessing many, many people. But patents and all. Then also the last one is profit from business. You can also make income from profits on business. For example, if you're an entrepreneur or a business owner, these are people that employ labor. They have no limit to the growth if it is well managed. They have no limit to the growth of their entrepreneur. They have capacity to diversify and also enlarge. These are 4 ways that I just talked about that you can look into and say, hey, how can I build wealth through this avenue? Yes, you are working, but you can actually partner with somebody. And you know the beautiful thing, when it comes to profit from business, a lot of people, they have their own business. That business is paying them income, and at the end of the year, they are still making their own profit. Are you there? That is multiple streams. You are working, you are getting your salary from that business, and at the end of the day, you still look at the profit of the business, it still comes to you, to the shareholders. That is still multiple streams. So there are ways and ways through which you can go about it. Note that the flow of wealth is a function of the need for your service, for the services you provide, the level of the competence in the service you provide, and how easy the service you provide can be replaced. Wealth always comes to the need for the service you provide. Everybody is paid in line with the need that you provide. Doctors are paid because they handle health needs. Bankers or financial people are paid because they answer financial needs. The churches pay their pastors. Why? Because they answer spiritual needs. And many others. So it's the need that you provide. It's the need that you provide. And that gives me the example of that old man that you see there. Some time ago there was a ship that was down. It couldn't go. And they called several engineers to look at this ship to ensure that it starts. And the ship refused to start. So someone said, oh, we know an old man. He's an old man. And this man, we've known him. He's a good person. He's a good mechanic when it comes to his ship. Let's go call him. After they call several people. When this old man came from experience, competence, he said, well, try to start the engine of the ship. They started it. He now went and began to touch the engine. Start it again. He was putting his hand. Start it again. Then he got to it, start it again. Then he stopped. And he got a big hammer. Without opening the engine, he hit that point. Boom! 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 So start it again. And that was when the engine started. He said, whoa! They clapped for him. He said, what's your bill, sir? And the man gave them $20,000. What's the bill? They said, wow, how did you charge us this amount? 20,000? What did you do? You just hit. You just hit the hammer, just want some portion. And he said to me, okay, I'll give you my bill. Okay, go and write us your invoice. So he put down in the invoice. Material, $20. Appearance, $80. Competence in discovering the problem, $19,900. And he said, what are you talking about? He said, but you have called several engineers here with all that equipment, they couldn't discover. So he said, for the material I use, it's just $20. For my appearance, $80. That is $100. Competence to discover the problem for just putting my hand. Competence to discover the problem, $19,900. They looked at themselves. Well, that is the competence. That many years of experience. And that is the truth. You are paid in line with the competence you possess. And that is why it's very important for every child of God to be competent. Be competent. Don't be average. Don't be average. Don't be average. Go the extra mile. Everyone can build wealth. However, it is different. It's at different capacity, which is determined by our risk appetite. Do not copy. Be original in your risk appetite and tolerance. That's the capacity to build wealth. Some have tendency to be high risk. They will build wealth. Some, their risk are medium. Within that same range, you can build wealth. Some have very low risk. They will still build wealth. So don't try to copy somebody who's a high risk. So that guy, he took a big risk and just no. Stay within your comfort zone in terms of your risk. And then build wealth in that area. You will surely build it. After investment, after all your expenditure, all that remains that is available to invest. We said that earlier. Note that. Saving does not create wealth. I have to say this. Savings does not do what? It doesn't create wealth, but it's a starting point. And it's a material used in creating wealth. Many of us believe when I save and save and save, I have 150,000 in my account. That does not mean you are wealthy. No. It is what you do with what you have saved that creates wealth. Are we there? Savings, please, everybody know this, and I want you to note it well. We've encouraged you that you should save. A lot of us have started saving, but it does not make you wealthy. It is what you use with what you have saved that creates wealth. Please, that is very, very important. How do I now build wealth? I'm going to run quick now. Number one, be ready to learn, unlearn, and relearn. Don't have a fixed mind. We are talking of now building the capacity. Be ready to, number one, learn. Secondly, unlearn. And then thirdly, relearn. A lot of people have learned in a particular way. Well, it's all about savings. Now you are knowing. What should you do? Unlearn that fact. And then relearn. A lot of people save from the beginning of the year to the end of the year, and December say, I'm going home. They're going on vacation, they spend all their money. They have not invested. They have only deferred their spending. So be ready to learn. Unlearn the principles that are wrong that we have put in our mind. Unlearn them and then relearn. A lot of people only know how to write. But this is not a stage wherein you have to unlearn that if it's only writing that you know, you have to learn the use of the computer. You have to learn the use of software. You have to unlearn some things that are old stuff and then relearn new things. You must be flexible. This is the way we've always been running. People have always been running business. You must now begin to improvise and do business in a different way. Number two, in building wealth and capacity, you must be dynamic in your strategy, but stable in your direction. What is the direction? I want to build wealth. But you must be very dynamic in the strategy. You must be dynamic in your strategy. This is the way I've always been doing it. But now policies have changed. Government policies have changed. Must I go and begin to go to Trudeau and tell him, why did you change the policy after having invested this way? What should you do? You change your strategy. When the policies change, you change your strategy. But your direction does not change. What is the direction? I'm going to make wealth. I'm going to make wealth. So, in building wealth, you must be dynamic in your strategy, and you must be stable in your direction. Your direction is northward, upward. You can change your strategy. Number 3, in building wealth and financial capacity, you must be a person of vision. Maybe long term, short term, or medium term. You must be a person of vision. The greatest investment you can do is to invest in yourself. The greatest investment you can do. If you don't invest in yourself before investing in all financial vehicles, you will lose the money. You go back to the same spot. So the greatest investment you must do is you must invest. Financial advisor may be telling you the way to do it. You also go into the internet, type it in, and just read. That's the greatest investment you can do to yourself. I know of some mothers, even when doctors have prescribed some medications for their children, before they apply it, they will go to the internet, type the name of the medication, and read about it. A lot of people have saved their children. After they finish reading, they go back. Some of them say, oh, this is not the symptom that my child has. They go back to the doctor and say, I read this, I read this, I read it. But you was the prescription that the symptoms that you said, that you said, no. He still sleeps, but he's not sleeping enough. Why? Because they have taken the challenge of just putting the name of that medication and type it in to find out. So, you must invest in yourself. Don't be lazy. When we talk about investing in yourself, it's not only formal education, but you have to go to school. There are so many available means through which you can educate yourself informally. You want to get the lecture, you can actually go to the YouTube and type the topic, and if somebody pop up who will teach you what you are talking about. My son, David, lately he wanted to make apple pie, and he went to the YouTube, typed apple pie, and everyone was looking at it. He got the flowers, looking at the woman doing it. He got the flower. At the end of the day, he got something that looked like apple pie. Even though it was not fully apple pie. But it tasted the same way, but the structure was somehow weird. And the mom said, oh, my son has made apple pie. Everybody tastes it. Oh, it's apple pie, encouraging. I also encourage. I ate it. Oh, it tastes really good. But you know what? Just by going to the YouTube, you can learn some food, you can learn a lot of things. You have, when we talk of education, don't always think you have to go to school. You can get informal education. You can get it. You can get it. It's important. Be dynamic in your strategy. Be stable in your direction. If you don't have an answer to it from somebody to ask, go into the internet. Get the education. Number 3, be a person of vision. Yes, I said that. Invest in yourself. Get knowledge. Get knowledge. I love this scripture. 2 Chronicles 27 verse 6. It says, and Jotham became mighty. Why? Because he prepared his way before the Lord God. He became mighty. Why? Because he invested in himself. He prepared. He prepared. You want to be mighty? You have to prepare. You've got to prepare. The next thing is, you've got to be courageous. Be a person of courage. Take your vision. Take your vision from the level of a hobby to what you can live for. That is the challenge many of us who want to switch always have. That which should be what you want to live for. Say, okay, I'm still working. Let me start this by the side. It's good. But you know what? You must have it at the back of your mind. Once that is making money to some extent, you must begin to think of how you're going to close down that one, which is your salary, and live for it. But a lot of people don't have that vision of living for our dreams. You don't want to give your dream 110%. But you're giving somebody else's dream 110%. Give your dream 110%. Invest in your dream. Don't take your dream and your vision as a hobby. Don't do it as a hobby. Recently I was watching this program, Shark, where these millionaires will sit and people will present
Damon John.
Damon John, yeah, you know, many of us watch it. And there was a lady who came, who is a medical doctor, who came forward. She had discovered a medication which is very, very good. I think that's with tanning of the body or something. And they wanted to invest in it. When she mentioned it, she mentioned the figures, she mentioned everything, and she said, look, I'm just giving just a little amount of my time, and I have this magnificent profit. And I believe that if you guys bring money into this business, I will do more. And one of them just asked her, now if we give you this money, what next will you do? She said, I was thinking my job, I'm still doing it. I said, no, we're not going to put our money in it. That was the reason they didn't give her money. They said to her, you are taking this wonderful vision, this wonderful dream, as a hobby. You are studying onto your medical practice. Whereas this which you have is an invention. It can make you many times bigger than you are now. But you are taking it as a hobby. Because of that, we wouldn't invest in your hobby. And they said that's the reason why they disqualified and she left. She felt very bad. But you know what? As I was listening, I said, whoa! This is what the rich know, the wealthy know, that the middle class don't know. Many of us will take our dreams as a hobby. Get your dream out from the level of hobby. It takes risk, yes. But the person you are working for also took risk. Are you there? If they didn't take that risk, you can't be employed there. So, they told her, take this from the level of a hobby to something that you live for, you breathe for, you think about. And I tell you sincerely, beloved, if you want to be wealthy, you are testing the waters, and this thing is making profit to you, please take it from the level of